What's going on, Combat Sports Nation? This is Sean here with Cage Titans nomination exclusive with Randy Costa, undefeated Lauzon Mixed Martial Arts representative. What's going on, Randy? Thank you so much for a little bit of time today.
Sean, thanks for having me, man. What the fuck is up?
everything. Look at that. I wanted to I spent a little bit of extra time in the bathroom before coming on with you because I wanted to make sure that the hair looked good. And even it's tough. How do you do it?
So there are only two men in the local MMA community that can compete with this hair, and that's Jay Perrin and Kevin McDonald. Aside from that, no competition.
I was immediately thinking, what's the other fighter? Kevin McDonald. Yeah. Makes sense. It makes
Great
sense.
hair.
He's well-traveled now, huh?
Well-traveled, yeah. So he's not even really local MMA anymore, so you can, I guess, exclude him.
So, hey, listen, man, thanks for coming on. You got 3 nominations, 2 in one category. We're going to talk about that there. So just want to run down some things. 3-0, 3 finishes.
Yeah.
I believe it's less than 5 minutes total time in the cage in those 3 fights. Probably well less than 5 minutes.
Way less than 5 minutes, yeah.
And that's all after, I think it was 4 years off, right? So,
just about 4 years off, yeah.
What do you think about when you hear those stats? 4 years off, 3-0, 3 finishes. One of easily the most talked about fighters right now on the scene. What do you think about when that's being said about you?
I mean, even in my amateur career, I created like a small little buzz about me. I had 3 or 2 finishes within the first minute as an amateur.
Yep.
So I always bring an exciting style, and I don't let people talk about me like get to my head. It drives me to train even harder than I already am. It's a beautiful thing. I think I put on a very exciting show. I think I have a very unique style, and I'm going to keep doing the same thing going forward.
What would you say that style is? I mean, we've seen limited cage time. What would you say that style is?
The fucking Zohan. That's what it is. It's the fucking Zohan. It's just unorthodox kickboxing and creativity, and I think I use my distance really well. And I have wrestling too. It's just a tricky combination to deal with, and it's going to take a little while for people to figure me out. And and it's already, I have 3 fights under my 3 pro fights under my belt, but there's not much footage to study. I mean, the time is limited in that cage, so it's still, I'm like a Rubik's cube. It's going to take a little while for my opponents to figure me out. So.
Are you curious to learn more about yourself inside the cage, considering you have such a small sample size? I mean, it's
why would I? I'm trying to be uncommon amongst uncommon people. So if I go in there and have these long fights, then I'm just like another MMA fighter. I want to go in there like, hey, Costa's fighting. It's gonna be something fucking exciting. It's gonna be flashy. Let's go watch this kid fight. Whereas if I was going out there, having 8-minute fights, 10-minute fights, 15-minute fights, it's just like, oh, it's just another fighter in the local scene. No big deal. But I want to separate myself. I want to be uncommon amongst uncommon people.
Speaking of separating yourself from others, I mean, let's say there's 3, maybe 4 primary schools, Triforce, SIT, there's South Shore,
yep,
Lauzon's. You have a crew. I see videos and footage of Ribs and Font and Mike and all these guys that you are fighting, training with, who are already there. It's exciting. Tell me how that's progressed you since your return.
So, I decided to take that fight back in June because I was training with Rob Font and Calvin Cater, and they actually invited me out to the PI in May or something. And then it was funny. They invited me, and the next day later I had a fight up, or I had an offer for a fight. So I was like, I can't go to UFC Performance Institute and not have a fight lined up. I can't just be some fucking schmuck that just wants to, ride these guys' train. I actually have to try to make a name for myself or something. So we took that, and I don't know, everything just made sense. They're incredible training partners. They're awesome dudes. They're good friends of mine. They help me more than I can even talk about. And I'd like to think that I'm helping them out too. It's just a great thing having so many guys getting together for one common goal and then helping each other achieve it. It's cool.
You seem such a down-to-earth, cordial, very cordial guy.
Yeah.
You ever get in any fights outside of mixed martial arts, outside of the cage?
I've never, ever in my life hit anyone. Period. Never. I swear to God, I've never been in a fight ever.
So no going out with the buddies, getting a little buzz, nothing of that.
Dude, if there's ever a fight, I'm separating. Like, fuck that. I hate that shit, dude. I hate that shit. So I think I have a very unique outlook to this fighting stuff. I don't necessarily look at the fight as a fight. It's more of a competition to me. I'm playing sport, you know. So I'm going out there to compete within the rule set. I'm not fighting another person. I have no ill will towards anyone. You know, I don't. It's just a sport to me. I don't want to hurt anyone. You know, I just want to get into fighting, just having fun. You know.
Yeah, I like that approach. That's a good approach. You're doing it. You're doing a job. There's some people who have to be driven by that anger and that I want to hurt you type of mentality throughout their whole training camp. Do you not carry that throughout your training camp?
No, that's stupid. It doesn't make any sense. I'm just playing, you know, just having fun and just enjoying. I don't know, dude. It's just I get to like work out all day and then just get into a fist fight on a Saturday night. Like fuck it, let's go. You know.
You carry a lot of emotion with you out to the cage with the carrier with the carrier family. What does that mean to you, and where does that emotion, as far as a relationship, come from?
Man, so Devin obviously was a huge part of Lauzon, and him and I didn't have a friendship in the gym. Him and I had a friendship outside of him. So he was like a real good friend of mine. We hung out, a lot. We talked a lot, and that was like a big thing. He always used to call me like the biggest fucking pussy because I wasn't fighting this, that, the other thing, and that was very true. So it just means a lot to be able to go out there, and especially because his father's sitting, cage side, Logan's sitting cage side. It just means a lot. In my sweatpants, I have his obituary pitch. He was with me like the whole fucking time. I can feel the energy. So when the first thing I do when I walk in the cage, I hit the mat, I hit the fucking the team carrier thing on the cage. Yeah, so it's just a big deal to me. That was just my boy. I don't know.
No, everybody has that drive, and I wouldn't want to have to experience that type of emotion, but it's incredible to be able to see you carry that with you. Yeah, and it must be a big motivator, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely big motivator. Even like before I end up fighting, I go and talk to his father, I talk to his brother, all that. It's just a big deal, and all my fights before, he was always right there, knocking him up before the fight. It's just a big deal to like have and like especially keep his spirit alive. It's a fucking big deal. I don't want like he might not be here physically, but he's here with everyone. It's not. Everyone knows that.
Yeah, absolutely. You're nominated 3 times, so you're Breakout Fighter of the Year. Okay, let's start there. Or Breakthrough Fighter of the Year. What are your feelings on that? Do you feel as if you had a breakout year, or do you feel as if you had the year that you should have had?
It's definitely the year that I feel like I should have had. But I think I did make a statement. I went from having just 4 years off to being the 3-0 amateur to now coming off and buzzing on the scene and hitting it hard. To be nominated, I'm humbled to be nominated. But I don't feel like I need an award to know that I've worked my ass off to get where I am. Like that award is just another good thing. There are obviously other deserving fighters on it. But I think I made a big splash this past year. I think if I were to earn that nomination, I think it's earned. I think it's well deserved.
I talked to Dan Dubuque, one of the people who are competitors.
I like Dan. He's the man.
Yeah, Dan's a good guy, and he said that you are his stiff competition in that division, but he believes that his KO of Jimmy should be the winner because afterwards they could no longer use the canvas because there was so much blood on the canvas, they had to get rid of it. And he said that should be the definitive reason is because they had to throw out the canvas afterwards.
I like that, but can I rebuttal that?
Yeah, we're ready for it. We're ready for it.
Okay. So my rebuttal would be that I kicked Kenny so hard that for the rest of the night, not only did he not know where he was, but he was walking around Plymouth Memorial Hall in sweatpants, no shirt, no shoes, drinking beer. I think that if that deserves nothing else, you gotta give me some credit.
And wasn't he thanking you?
He was. I was his nigga. Thank you for such a good time. This is such a good experience, man. It's like, and he was so happy to see Joe Lauzon on the backstage. You have no idea. It's like I gave him like the fucking key to the world. He was so happy to meet Joe Lauzon, and he went and he got his picture and had Joe sign it in the back. It was a beautiful thing.
Really?
Awesome. Yeah.
Before or after the fight?
After the fight, he was in pretty bad shape. But I think I win because it's a knockout, and we're not talking about the canvas. You know, I think that I deserve it because not only should he not have been drinking beer, not only should
he should have been. Oh yeah.
Not only should he have not been drinking beer, but he also should have been fully clothed after his fight. So
somebody was not looking out for him.
I tried telling him, like, bro, you really shouldn't be drinking. He's like, nah, nigga, we're good. I'm like, no. I'm like, Kenny, stop, dude. No, you can't drink.
Straight thug. That is a straight thug right there.
He was an awesome dude. I liked him a lot.
That's cool. That's very cool. And 11 seconds.
Yeah.
So, and the other one, what was the other one? Oh, Chris Thorne was that's the second nomination, I believe, right?
Yeah, that was my last one, yeah.
And which one, if you had, well, I guess the answer is already there. Out of those two, I'm figuring Kenny Lewis is the winner.
I mean, that was the one against Kenny. That was pretty bad. That was you were there for that, no?
Oh yeah, that was bad.
That was I was
nervous,
borderline scared.
Yeah,
like there was a point where like, oh shit, he might really be like actually hurt. Like it was pretty scary. So that one. Crazy knockouts happen all the time. Blah 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 blah. But if we're talking about skill, I think having the body shot punch.
Oh yeah,
Chris, you don't see that often in MMA. You could see a distinct striking skill difference in between myself and Chris just by landing that body shot. That wasn't like a fluke. That was a shot that I set up. Like you can see right before that combination that landed, I set it up before.
Yeah.
I was something I was chasing. Whereas you can say that head kick knockout, I just threw it up there and it landed, but that obviously wasn't the case. But you can argue that.
Yeah.
The body shot, that wasn't a fucking accident.
No.
I planted that. That was a big shot.
Yeah.
So I will humbly accept for either.
so does it?
I will accept the one for either knockout, and I think Dan. I don't think he deserves the knockout, but I absolutely think he deserves something. That Matt, that's fucking awesome.
You already have your 2019 lined up. You have your fight coming up in January. You've already hinted at us that you're looking for UFC. UFC in 2019, possibly more than 3 fights, 4 or 5 fights, and you have a great host of people to have a buzz in the UFC's ear. It doesn't hurt. It does not hurt.
Absolutely doesn't hurt.
So thank you so much. Again, December 9th is the award ceremony. Congratulations. Good luck on the nominations. Thank you so much for tonight. It was very candid. It's a lot of fun. Randy, thank you so much. Combat Sports Nation, appreciate you.
Thank you.
Follow us on Instagram. Watch us on YouTube. Check us out on Facebook. Visit us on Twitter. And stay tuned.